Okay.
Yeah, let's warm up. How relaxed your face is.
Before I get that, was that a D?
Yep.
Yep. That's what I can't quite get.
You got it before, but
I usually can't get a D. I can usually get a D flat, but I can't usually get the D. But that's all right. I'm good with that.
Yeah, we can work on the consistency, but I think right now your goal is more to work
Yeah,
up. So
it's fine.
actually, let's go. The most forward ooh is the last one. I want all of them very forward and
Okay.
off of your throat.
Okay.
Good. There's only one that's heavy, and it's the very first one you do. It's kind of almost sound like huh, even though you're still saying who in the front.
Okay.
Ooh. With ooh, you actually need more of a oh in the back. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. And it's okay to modulate the vowels. Yeah, that's good.
I wasn't right ready for that.
Good.
Crack that one. Okay.
It's okay. Good. Now remember ow on top. There you go. Good. Yeah, it's pretty easy when you do it that way, right? Don't try to sound pretty. Yeah, witchy. It's easier to hit. You're not completely forward there. There's still tiny bit of you trying to cushion it there.
Okay.
But that's really good. Plus, I know we worked more on our low mid and chest voice. Anyways, let's see how much your practice with that part of the range kicked in. Let's do "Dearest Children, God is near you," and see how well those parts of your range are just boom kicking in. Okay. Here's one warm up. There you go.
Okay. Dearest children, God is near you, watching o'er you day and night, and delights to own and bless you. If you choose, strive to do what's right, He will bless you. He will bless you if you put your trust in Him.
Okay, now switch to the alto.
Dearest children, God is near you, watching o'er you day and night,
Beautiful.
and delights to own and bless you if you strive
Now, whenever you get to alto, never take the same note for granted. And make sure you are going somewhere, either you're swelling or decrescendoing, and different things. But that was good. But and your low range register, I feel like your voice just picks up the most right now, because that's the one you're the most comfortable with. That one was the most mastered last time, which makes sense though. Like the first one I think we worked on, and then this one you're still getting comfortable with, but it's a lot better.
Okay.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it forward. Good. There you go. Good. You don't have to lose the richness and the classical there. You don't have to lose it. In fact, let's go up now. So you want to keep the forward placement, but also utilize the back of your mouth with the vowels, and you can let the spin be in the forward or middle. Closer. Yeah, the back of your tongue is lazy. Let's warm up the back of your tongue.
Okay.
Can you gargle? Want some water to help you? Okay, let's get some water going. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
I can kind of do it.
Let's go. Yeah, you gotta keep it consistent. You're so close. Yeah, but that's how lazy the back of your tongue is right now, too. I mean, there's some people who are not lazy at the back of their tongue that can't gargle, but I would say the majority can. So let me go ahead and grab.
Oh, no, I didn't bring my water. I got some, but then I didn't bring it.
Sometimes the massager can be tricky in a place, because you need some of that forwardness to start really kicking off.
Need some of that what?
Forwardness.
Oh, okay.
Versus the low mid. Yeah, you keep it forward, but that's not the main feature of the low mid. And then the low, it's interesting because you also want to think forward. Because a lot of people get into that, it doesn't help them.
Yeah, that's one of my first things on my low is keep it forward. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I do with this? Keep it in my throat?
Yeah, so just like as if you're gargling water, just take a small sip. As gargly as possible. Yes, that would be it. Now let's do it on this note. See, you can do it. Now, I want you to swallow.
With water in my mouth?
Well, it's because you've given yourself permission to be that relaxed while you're gargling. Now see if you can give yourself permission without the water. Yeah. You're doing it. It's off and on, right?
Yeah.
And it's not hurtful to your voice when you're doing it right. I mean, it doesn't hurt you to gargle. It actually relaxes things, but it wakes this part of your mouth up, the soft palate and the tongue, back of your tongue. So I think that you're warm enough now to shape your vowels a little bit better, even without it being perfectly there completely. Okay. Your goal this week: practice gargling. Okay. It's one of your exercises this week.
Okay. On different notes.
Different notes.
Okay.
Yep. And it's okay if you need to focus on a certain note or a certain part of your range too. I would do kind of a mixture of both. A couple minutes where you're just going through everything, and then a couple minutes, and this is a minimum. You can do longer, and then a couple minutes with target range. So this week I would do it especially on the passaggio range. If you're doing a target range. Ooh, nice. So,
yeah.
Well,
there it goes.
Okay. So now let's go. O.
Oh.
E.
E.
O.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ah.
Ah.
Ah. Needs to have more shape in the back.
Ah. Ah. Ah.
There you go.
Oh.
Do you see how much more easy it is to shape those vowels? It sounds great. Okay, now let's hear it on your singing now. I want you to sing just the soprano on Dearest Children.
Dearest children, God is near you, watching o'er you day and night, and delights to haunt and bless you. If you strive to do what's right, He will bless you. He will bless you if you put your trust in Him.
Did you like the sound of those higher notes this time?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. See, so you have to think forward, but you also need to think especially shaping, because down here you can get away sometimes with poor shaping, which you shouldn't, but
Yeah.
you can, versus it becomes super obvious in the passaggio and higher.
Okay.
And then up here you have to remember to modulate as well on top of that. So we'll talk through that when we get there, but let's just focus on the passaggio today, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, awesome. So since we're focusing on the passaggio, would you like to choose one of your songs that you feel like has a lot more here? Or do you want to work on one of the ones you're already working on and just work on a little bit of passaggio? That's
Well, I want to, two things I want to. I mean, we can do some of that too. I want to work on my
Song.
vocal Bible,
Okay, vocal Bible.
and I would like some performance tips.
Yeah, it
body
makes or
language
breaks.
wise.
It makes or breaks your performance for sure. Especially just the first note can be supported just by mentally being prepared before an audition. For even just the walking up to the stage and bracing yourself, making the support is all there, and then making sure that you come in with that support.
So I need some tips for that if I'm going to sing on Thursday.
Yeah. How much? What time are we at right now?
We are at almost 2:30.
2:30. Okay. Let's do 10, 10, and 10 maybe, or
Okay.
10, 10, or 10, 15, and 5 at least minimum on that.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and for vocal Bible will be good for kind of warming up you as well. So we could do that even though you're finally warmed up. I'd be fine with just singing, but if you want to do the vocal Bible, I don't know if we'd get to it if we start working on your song.
Yeah, maybe not. So let's just do maybe. Where'd my notebook go?
Well,
I had it with
I
my
do have
stuff.
some
There
paper.
it is. I've got it.
Okay, I was gonna say
I
I
have
have some
my
paper you can
notebook.
put in your.
I know I have
Find
it right
it.
there with it. And wrote a pencil.
Awesome. And do you have the paper that has all the voice parts on it?
I do. I
Okay,
have it right
have
here.
that pulled up. Perfect.
I have it right here.
Awesome.
So I have my notebook. So we did chest and low mid, and we need.
Mm-hmm. And I would, if I were you, on your notes later, I would write, these colors somewhere by each part of your register that we're working on too. Okay.
I have put some of the colors on the notes. Is that what you mean?
Brilliant. Yeah.
And then I put the things that we went over last night. I put them on cards.
Right.
So I could.
Because we started building your Bible already.
Yes.
I had you do 3 and 3.
We did chest and low mid.
Yep.
We did these.
And then we need to do passaggio.
Yes.
And then we also need to do them in musical theater versus classical.
Yes. So what did we do last week? Musical theater or classical?
That one works honestly for both. I want to say, we worked it a little more classically.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That was, I think, a little more classical last week. And then part of me wants to go through the classical with you up here in your passaggio. Let's just focus on just the passaggio, and maybe we could do both. Let's do both passaggios. Does that sound good?
Okay, that'll be fine. Okay, so what are we doing?
We're going to do the classical passaggio first.
Okay.
Because they already warmed up a little bit more in
Okay.
that. Okay, so watch my tongue. I'm going to go home from the low mid to, and I'm going to go hold my thumb up when I get to the point where I'm coming into the passaggio. What did you see in my tongue? I'm going to do it again. Did you notice anything? It's not as obvious as like.
It's not that
As the other
obvious. But
Okay, pay attention to the tip of my tongue.
okay, I was looking more at the middle and the back. Okay.
Ah, okay. What did you notice my tongue do?
It come down and tighten up a little bit.
Ah,
Okay.
came down.
And back.
Uh huh.
a little bit.
And for some people, pushing more at the bottom is going to help them with their low mid. Sometimes with the passaggio, if that's your weak point, then sometimes it's the top, the passaggio that you need to worry about. But it's mostly just where's your tongue, and then we're always trying to press buttons. So I mean, a little bit of pressing for sure. If we do more pressing, that sometimes it can help us direct our focus, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary until you get really high. Let me just get some water. So that's one thing I would notice. Maybe make a note of it, and then when we have you go through some of these and try some of these things, then we're gonna maybe star the ones that connect with you the most.
So would you say it was more moving your tongue down
In the
below
front.
your teeth or pushing on that area or both?
For me, it was just the placement right here. Feels the best. But if I were to come up here, feels a little better. And it's not a ton. It's just a little bit. Where it starts getting more is when it's about to get up here. That's when you start going into your gums. Is
Okay.
in your head voice.
Okay.
But it's just a little bit lower can help some people. Some people, they can keep the tongue pretty much the same, and they'll still have pretty good results. But it just like the difference between kind of being towards the top of your teeth versus right next to the gums, like the top, that midpoint between the gums and the teeth. You can find where your tongue wants to lay. It could be right behind the tooth. It could be right above or right below. Most likely it'll be right below the teeth, but not quite the gums, or just right at the gums, right at that line.
Okay.
Most likely. So that's one thing. Okay.
So, in the lower notes, then,
Mhm.
is your tongue more to the top of your teeth?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes it's even funny when, especially on speech level, sometimes they'll go, have you stick your tongue out even. See, that got me way lower than I would have wanted, where my voice wanted to go. My voice wanted to stop right there. But it went really nice and comfortably because I relaxed the muscles I needed to by doing that. That was the main point. And then
Okay.
also my tongue is forward, but extremely forward. It doesn't need to be that forward. But,
Okay.
But yeah, it has kind of a double feature. One, it's to relax certain muscles that we like to try to tense up that are associated, because our tongue is really this whole
back.
area here. And so there's muscles even down here that sometimes we tighten up with our tongues, if we're that are part of our tongues, or that surround our tongues, that constrict our movement and stuff. Okay, so that's one part, and then part of it is also where is the pressure on your tongue. I'm gonna start right here. Notice how there's also lip natural movement there. It really does help because it helps create an embouchure that I don't have to try as hard. Here's me with not doing that. See how much harder I have to try? Now if I do both, I can do both, but the one that feels the most natural. And that gives me the richer sound. I'm still very forward, but it adds depth. Where I'm feeling the most resonance right now, right in the middle actually. So even though I'm directing the sound forward, there's definitely vibrations happening on my lips. Right there's another big point of vibration. It was more in the middle.
Okay.
But it's still very forward. You have to think forward because it's easy to swallow passaggio. In fact, some people even prefer to coach it that way. And that's great, but it doesn't get you it doesn't get you as high.
Oh, okay.
Like it never will get you as high as being more in the middle or forward. Forward is usually the most, but most classical people will like the middle sound
okay.
more. See, I sound so much better right now because I did my darkest after teaching a lot of brightness. So I'm planted firmly in the middle, which is nice. Feels really nice. So you want to think more of the middle. I locked my tongue. It has the lower. Starting to kind of go down, but not digging into. And I would even say when you go high enough, you can even pull back, but you're pressing down. Not back. That's bad. But a little bit back, where there's a little space there. Sometimes that's okay for some vocalists.
Okay. How do you get the beautiful richness in your voice? I feel like my voice is doesn't have that richness.
It's all muscles. It's all muscles.
Eventually.
As you do better and better technique, you'll get richer and richer. You get some beautiful richness down here. And up here, I've heard it, but lots of times when I hear it, it's also the hard slap vibrato. And then there's times where you have this nice, beautiful spin, but it's a little more brighter and more like classical theater instead of. But that's what we've been working on too, right?
Yeah, right.
So if we just tweak a couple things and then you practice it, you should be able to develop a bit more of a richness there. It's definitely about technique. So we'll play around with it. I just want you to make observations right now,
okay?
Because I'm going to turn around and have you try them, and then we'll also probably write some down that you don't happen. That just helps you connect to this part of your range better. So, what else do you notice?
Well, your mouth changes shape a little bit. And your mouth opens a little bit more, and your lips purse a little more.
Yeah, and note if you're going from classical to classical, by the top of the low mid range, you should start feeling more of a pressure there. So right here, you don't have to worry as much. You can put a little pressure there, but lots of times it doesn't necessarily specifically help. If you pucker, it only is to do with helping your tongue remember to make the vowels taller. That's it. But it's not needed for the low range. But for this part, you definitely, for classical, you'll want to do more shaping than you need, just a little bit more. Here's what you actually need. But where you start feeling the tension. But when you get up here, you definitely start feeling more. It's not visually as different when you're just singing. But it's a little bit. You're going to feel more of that.
Yeah, okay.
And then when you transition, it's actually quite a bit more difference. And as you get higher, the transitions start happening faster, if that makes sense. Okay, jaw drop. You need to let your jaw do what it wants to do. If I do this,